थैंक यू बेटा। Guys, we are live and we can also ask everybody to enter. Sammy, can I make you host?
Yeah.
Okay, just let everybody enter. I am exiting the hostship.
Yeah. Everybody's joining. Yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you?
Ma'am, fine.
Well, coming to the end of the year makes me very excited. I love it when everything is all coming to an end. Hi, Roshni. I'm sorry I missed your birthday.
No problem, Ma. Thank you so much. I tried calling you that day, but I couldn't get through your number.
No, nobody could get through because I was trying
Ma,
to...
first agenda for mom's meet, Roshni's birthday. We have to celebrate one, no?
No, actually, I saw it on the thing, but I'm sorry I missed it. Hi,
worries,
Sima.
ma'am.
Hi, Pooja.
Hello, Ma. How are you?
Perfect. We've been trying to trace you.
Thank
Can't
you, Ma.
have a meeting without you.
Girl, excellent girl. With that white.
How are you doing, Pooja?
I'm fine. How are you?
How's the cold?
Well, Sammy and I can tell you it's very cold.
It's very cold.
Yeah.
And it's so cold in Chennai that I'm wearing my finest silks.
No, it's
Don't
actually
laugh.
very
It's very
chilly.
cold for us. We brought out our blankets also.
Oh my.
Thank you for giving us warmth through our sites also.
Winter, great
See?
winter.
So yes, you guys are free and whenever you want to, and when my beautiful Parul is ready.
Yeah, Parul is born ready, ma.
Yeah.
फिर आ गया है नया साल दोस्तों, इस बार भी किसी से दिसंबर नहीं रुका। नमस्ते, मैं पारुल डाउन सिंड्रोम फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया के गुरुवार विद गुरु कार्यक्रम में आप सबका हार्दिक स्वागत करती हूँ। आज आखिरी बार इस साल में हम मिल रहे हैं। समय की यही सच्चाई है दोस्तों, ये कभी कहीं ठहरता नहीं है। जो इसका सम्मान नहीं करते, ये भी उनका सम्मान नहीं करता है। लेकिन अगर समय प्रबंधन को हम सही से अपने जीवन में उतार लें, तो हमारे कदमों में इस दुनिया की कौन सी सफलता है जो ये झुका नहीं सकता। DSFI में हम एक प्लान वे में चलना पसंद करते हैं, इसीलिए साल 2023 के लिए हमारा सारा कार्यक्रम तैयार है। हमें नया क्या क्या करना है, पुराना क्या और अच्छे से करना है, सब, जिससे डाउन सिंड्रोम के लिए अवेयरनेस से लेकर सेल्फ एडवोकेट्स के सर्वांगीण विकास व केयर गिवर्स व पेरेंट्स के लिए सभी सुविधाएं उपलब्ध कराई जा सके। लेकिन क्योंकि DSFI में हम सब एक टीम है, ये हमारा परिवार है, तो आप सभी का सहयोग व सुझाव भी हमारे लिए महत्वपूर्ण है। आज हमारे इस DSFI व हमसफर परिवार की मुखिया डॉक्टर रेखा रामचंद्रन हमारे साथ हैं, जो आपको साल 2023 के हमारे कार्यक्रमों से अवगत कराएंगी व आपसे सलाह सुझाव सुनने के लिए भी वो यहाँ उपस्थित रहेंगी। हमारे बीच अलग अलग क्षेत्रों से आए हमारे दोस्त हैं जो निस्वार्थ हमें सहयोग दे रहे हैं, सहायता दे रहे हैं और इस साल भी हमारे साथ बने रहेंगे। अलग अलग हमारे क्षेत्रों में हम जिनमें काम कर रहे हैं उनमें काम करते रहेंगे, लेकिन कुछ नई चीजें भी हमने ऐड की हैं जिनकी जानकारी मेरी दोस्त समीक्षा आपको देगी, जैसे आर्ट, थिएटर एंड एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग सा चीज है DSFI TEDx। सॉरी समीक्षा, मैं ये खुद से बता अपने आप को रोक नहीं पाई। तो दोस्तों, मैं स्वागत करती हूँ अपनी दोस्त समीक्षा का, वो आए इन क्षेत्रों के बारे में आपको बताए, और फिर डॉक्टर सुरेखा रामचंद्रन का जोरदार स्वागत करें, जो आज साल के आखिरी दिन हम मिल रहे हैं और अब नए साल की नई तैयारियों में लगने के लिए। समीक्षा।
Yes, thank you so much, Parul. And I just can't forget that first session we had in 2022, and when Parul was introducing that with in her beautiful sari, and like we have really passed the year, and it has been really enriching. And if I remember correctly, we talked about a lot of learning and enriching 2022, and so it has happened. I think we did much more than that because everything was available offline too. So Parul, you really gave a good and beautiful start to our sessions. And yes, time for plan again, as they rightly say that goal setting is the most important aspect of all improvement and personal development plans. It is the key to all fulfillment and achievements. And yes, as we are nearing towards 2023 and about to start it, and yes, as you all know, dear, Down Syndrome Federation of India is always working 10 years ahead of all the planning. So, and under the guidance of Ma, we are able to advance more quickly than the yesteryears. And Ma with the experience, life experience of Ma and exposure of the whole team of Down Syndrome Federation of India, there are many fields and areas coming directly to topic, not to waste too much of time, because there is a lot to talk under these domains. So we have Ma has and the DSFI team has identified few domains where the activities of Down Syndrome Federation of India and associate organizations can revolve their, activities. And also, if you have any idea, coming in your mind, doesn't matter how wild it is and how impractical it is, the thought has to be there. So the vision comes from that thought, and it becomes reality, very soon. Be free. We give on these domains to Ma, like Ma has really certain things she had in her mind. She has already developed it, and it is full-fledgedly used by every parent or every person who is or caregiver who is associated with Down Syndrome Federation of India. Now she is looking at the other aspects of of improvements, like in the area of sports, in the area of art and culture and performance arts. And like we have been doing very wonderful in storytelling and art of narration, and in, of course, in fashion, our children love those attention and the stage, when the stage is given to them and they portray themselves so beautifully. We have been witnessing certain events organized in these lines. And yes, of course, the awareness about government schemes, and yes, the wonderful and super successful program on life skill trainings. So a very focused approach towards 2023, and we as a team have to show the concrete results. That will be our takeaway from the meeting. And I'm sure Ma, once we open the floor for Ma, she will recharge all of you for next 10 years. So Rekha, Ma, coming to you. Me and Parul are already excited to know about the plans, and I know DSFI is already planned for 12 long years of coming year. So Ma, over to you.
Hi everyone. Hi. A very, very, very cold winter coming from Chennai. So actually it's, when I sit down and start thinking, it's all of you who have made it possible. Honestly, but for you guys, it just is not possible. So I was reeling out the names of the people that I really wanted at today's get together, and there was no end to the names. Like, everybody has contributed so much towards the welfare of persons with Down syndrome, their families, their, the entire society at large. So it's very difficult for me to understand where we are pulling apart, but just coming together has made Down Syndrome Federation into one large little village where we are all looking at the same thing. The objective is the same. We're just trying to make life simpler. We're trying to spread awareness. We're trying to make things easier for the next generation of people, where they do not have to search and worry about how to move ahead, which is what you're constantly charting out programs We want everything on a platform in the next 10 years. Yes, it's a large time plan, but in 10 years, we want to put everything into boxes. So the minute you type out one, you know whom to reach out to, you know whom to call, you know how to, get things organized. I still remember 40 years ago when we looked at even a medical field, there were no doctors. So today, because of the awareness, because of the medical information, because of the empathy that we have found that has come out from a large number of people, we are definitely on a different platform. I have some different ideas, and I want you all to see whether these will work. One of them is, of course, that let me just give you a small brief about what we did in 2022, which was saving 11 babies. And that for me was the biggest, most beautiful achievement, because when you see a life coming alive and a child saying, the parent feeling so, happy that we were able to contribute a little, and finding the right doctors. And yes, a lot of people, pointed out that these children needed the support. Thanks to all those who were making it easier for us. Second important thing is that we have done a lot of work in creating, self-advocates with self-help skills, which has been Nina's forte. We have had Aditya giving us a lot of ideas on how to be, make things much easier from the government sector. We have had, social awareness and social programs and education done by Tejal. We have had dental camps. Yes, Dr. Nidhi and Anurag have done a lot of work on that area. We have been able to set up and move into areas we never thought we'll ever go. Like Lucknow was our biggest battle, and we have now got a lovely setup over there. And for that, I have to thank my team. And yes, it was a happy team like Parul and Sammy and all of us just moving in along with Rashmi and telling the parents, yes, it can be done. So it just needed a lot of support. Yes, we are still not reaching the stage where we have to look at things like, education. That's one of our biggest barriers, and we are moving in there. But that's why I wanted Pooja to come in, because Pooja has been promising me that she can come in and work with the educational sector, move into various areas and talk to people. So yes, my other very big thing, which I wanted the help of Shivani, was not just storytelling, but having street plays. See, awareness is about street areas. Like if you go into the rural areas, they don't understand when you're talking to them because one, we have language barriers. But we can always have something which is called, what we used to have in the south of India was a Kutpatra, which is a street play. So you start acting it out. I remember watching a lot of this when the AIDS came up. And just to explain AIDS, they would do all these street plays, and the street plays came out. So I'm looking at having a camp-like thing where you travel from state to state, and our people, especially our self-advocates, can be trained to act. So let's look at all of these ideas which keep welling up in my head. The Down Syndrome Federation is looking at hosting this year's World Down Syndrome Day in Delhi, because I think we need to make a noise in Delhi. And for that, I want support from all of you. We could do a week-long, celebration in Delhi, where we could have art. We could have a large art exhibition where we have people coming in. We can have storytelling. We can have theater. We can have dance. And I don't know. I've got so many ideas in my head, because I think Delhi is the place, and they do say that the public gardens are available. We can also look at some indoor places, but the government has very happily agreed to come together with us. So that is making things much simpler for me. And we will call in the ministers. Whenever we say ministers, we don't expect too much, but we need to make a lot of noise. So I want ideas from all of you on how we can move this forward. Health has been an amazing area, and we have been able to take health camps all over India. We will also look at doing dental camps. because that is one area we find very neglected along with vision. So these two areas I'm looking at having all over India, and along with that, all the other things that you can think of. I need support, I need help, I need the whole group to work together so that we can push. In the next 2 years, let's work really hard where we get, the Down syndrome aspect into a different level. So I'm going to leave the floor open, and anyone who has ideas, concrete, otherwise, however ridiculous, please come up, because we need for you to all contribute towards this whole thing. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma. Samiksha.
Yes, so a week-long suggestion for the Delhi. I mean, yes, we really need to create this noise here, because we need.
Yeah, 1 minute, Sammy. I
ma'am.
forgot one of the most important areas that we are not really working on is sports.
Yes.
See, sports is an area where I feel that unless we tie up with the, the Special Olympics, Bharat, we are not really moving ahead. So if there, I think Bharti has come in from Andhra, and she also has been working very closely with the sports development. So we should definitely tie up with them and find out who are the people in that particular state who can help our children. And because finding coaches, finding people who will support our children without, any type of a bias is very important. So let's put our heads together even in that area, because art, theater, music, dance, drama, and vocational training all will come together. But sports is one area that I feel develops a holistic approach in a child. So yes, if you guys can come out with ideas, let's work together.
Yeah, I think all the areas Ma mentioned, our children are doing pretty good, and when we come together for a week celebration.
समीक्षा, हमारे कुछ गेस्ट हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं जो अलग-अलग क्षेत्रों में हमारे साथ काम कर रहे हैं, तो उनसे हम मेरे ख्याल से बात की शुरुआत कर सकते हैं.
Exactly. So we start with the life skills. Reena ma'am is there. Reena ma'am, Dr. Neena ma'am. Anna ma'am, you have to unmute yourself.
First of all, give her a big round of applause for the award that she's got.
Yes, ma'am.
We never got to see her face to face after that. And yes, Neena, we are very proud of you. You are making us, feel very, very proud of all the work that we think we have done. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. Thank you very much. So I was just jotting down the things I have planned for 2023. So ma, I have planned the 4 main things for 2023, and just give me just 30 seconds.
Anyone else with any ideas, Shivani?
30 seconds के लिए.
Yeah, let's
हो गया.
No, we do Shivani.
Sorry. हो गया. So my plans for 2023, one thing, the life skill program, Swasaksham program, which I am already doing, and I have done maybe 6 batches. So what right now we are doing, one person has agreed, he approached us, and they are converting the entire program into a transcript.
Okay.
So it would be ready maybe within a month or so. And Sammy, if you allow me to share my screen, I would just like to show just one clip of that. Okay. Just randomly, this is maybe chapter 12. So this is how the entire book will be made. So, and it will be made available, and there are so many illustrations and examples and Each chapter towards the end, and there are certain activities with pictorial presentation. These are just few pictures. We will be adding many more pictures. These are just, it is under process. And at the end, each chapter will be ended with takeaway message and activities and how to do it.
Lovely. Very nice.
So this is, so this will be ready. I just selected randomly one chapter, and till today we are done with 18-19 chapters, and there will be maybe 50-54 chapters and small short chapters with illustrations. So that is one thing. Then second thing, just came before 3 days, Ma, that you see, the entire program is very well framed, and the areas I have covered, these are must. The young adult, before facing the real world, they need to be very conceptually very clear about money transaction, time, safety measures, crisis management, and communication. At least these 5 sectors they need to be very well aware with. But what is happening right now with the current batch I'm facing, whatever I'm facing, see, we learn with the problems we face dealing with different young adults. So right now, the present current batch and one batch previous, they were not able to keep the pace with the entire structure. So what moms did, they learned. And now, after completing the entire program, now they have started from number 1. So what I thought, it just came before 4 days, that I will make the entire, the concept of time, the session pre-recorded set of concept of time to the moms and let them walk as per the pace of the child. So it would be short sessions. Session 1, maybe one child may take maybe 4 days, another may take 1 week, another may take 2 weeks. So then the next, because the Swasaksham program is a series of sessions. So you can't pick in between. You can't pick from here and there, and you do something from here and the other thing from here. So it should be go stepwise. So I will give a set of 10 steps at a time and just go ahead at your space. So this is second thing, and I have started the groundwork. So this is second thing I am planning to do. I did one series, Am I Doing Right? One thing I did before maybe 4 or 5 months or so, and that series worked very well, because there are so many questions in mom's head that whatever I am doing, am I doing right? Am I doing right? So that was one series I did, and it was age 0 to 7, 7 to 12, 12 to 16, and above 16. So similar series I am planning to do in 2023, but it's different. My question, your answers. So till date, we were answering mom's questions. Now I will ask and they will answer. So my question, your answers, that is the series I'm going to start. It is open for all. So that is one thing. And fourth and last thing, twice a year camp, workshop and camp for young adults. And the first one, the dates I have decided, 24th, 25th, 26th of February. It would be totally workshop for youngsters above 16 or maybe 18 years of age, and how much they know, how much what they can deal on their own, whether it's time, whether it's planning, whether it's money, whatever. So these are the 4 things. I was not knowing that today's session is on this, but I just planned before a few days, maybe 3-4 days, that these are the 4 areas on which I am going to focus now onwards.
Dr. Nina, when the goal is same, so somehow you work in alignment. You need not to have a conversation or communication, I think, on that. And I mean,
So,
by chance
can I just say something,
Yes, ma'am.
Nina?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
are now
definitely.
going to be training the trainers. Okay, so if you are going to be training the parents, will they become the next generation trainers?
Yes.
So that they can be training other people in their own states.
Yes.
So this is what I want, is that you run it as a course, so that,
Yes.
you know, and you can prejudge their activities. But if they are interested, I think you should get in a whole lot like a program. Do it as a regular educational program where they enroll. You take your number of courses, you train them, and once they have trained the child or the other trainers, you take a test for them. Okay, so that it makes it that you are the one who's on the top, but you are also making other trainers, because the next generation must also know that this program is important. Otherwise, what will happen along with you, even if you bring out 100 books, you know how our parents are. They like to be spoon-fed. So we need to be very cautious about training the trainer who is actually, quite, let's say, skilled enough to understand what you're saying, because sometimes they miss it. So you need to be testing them from point to point. And because this is one of our very, very important programs. And even though you bring out the books, I think the important thing is prejudging whether a person is capable of becoming a trainer. So you'll have to test them and constantly keep them under your control. For at least 2 years, if you do this, we will have. Anybody with any ideas?
Yeah, Ma, just a minute. When I talked about Swasaksham with you for the first time, I told you the same, that Ma, I just want to start, and I want one person from each state to be there and to carry forward. So I will not be there because language is a major issue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that we can definitely do, Ma. I am ready to give it to anyone. ले जाओ, सिखाओ, कुछ भी करो, पर पहुंचाओ.
Thank you, Meena.
I know that Sandhya has been killing herself on this from the day that she joined me. And Sandhya has been working only on this right from the beginning, that the parent has to make the person capable of running their lives. And because otherwise, especially in Special Olympics, you can't even enroll unless you have a person who is capable of running their own, living. Okay, so let's get to the next one.
Yes,
This is amazing. Let's give a round of applause. Nina,
Yes,
good idea.
So moving on to Shivani. Shivani. Hey,
Hi,
Shivani.
everybody. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Shivani.
What's the next after storytelling? Yeah.
थोड़ा
How's
सा
your voice?
late.
Shivani, how's your voice?
Yeah, it's all right. It'll
Okay.
hopefully get better. I'm going to put a tape from the 1st of January, a masking tape on my hip.
Will it be able
Good
to?
evening, ma'am.
We are waiting to remove the tape. Do you mind? Okay. Yes, Shivani. What are your
Okay,
ideas?
so I joined a little late, but a couple of ideas that came to my mind. I believe we are thinking of a week-long celebration. Is it, Dr. Rekha? Yes. Okay. So, of course, we'll have a storytelling session. I mean, I would love for you to have a storytelling session. That goes without saying. But let's have a storytelling festival by children and young adults with Down syndrome. Let them tell stories.
Yes. This is exactly what I told. I really have this in mind, that you start training them to be able to vocalize and tell short stories or pictorial stories with actions, and also we want you to get into that training thing.
Yes, yes, and also very long shot. But if we can somehow get a contact with Sudha Murthy, it would be lovely to have her as the chief guest and have her listen to the stories of our children. I mean, she's my role model.
Yeah.
And I'll also try and connect with her if I can. That's one. Second is a third, actually, something for the mothers, because maybe like a sharing circle or a mindfulness workshop where, I'm happy to tell what is called a medicine story, and which kind of opens up the doors for everybody to start sharing, just like a sharing circle on the sidelines or something like that, something for the mothers as well, for the parents to share. So these are the three things that I have in mind. And for sports, Dr. Rekha, I think it's a brilliant idea, because with me as a personal experience in the last 2 months, most parents that I know, very few of them have focused on sports, because it's difficult to access. You have to take the child outside. It's not easy for parents to find that kind of infrastructure and trainers. But fortunately, since I participated in, Shreya participated in the state level Special Olympics, I kind of got to know what are the opportunities. And I've also come in contact with a lot of people who are doing this. So I've connected people in Delhi, Faridabad, Gurgaon to their own respective district trainers. Yeah, so I'm happy to assist in this in any manner. Happy to have. So I know the Haryana director, but sports director for Special Olympics, and I'm happy to find more contacts and see where it leads.
Oh, that'd be really good, because
For sports, Ma, we also have Bharti with us.
Good evening, ma'am. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, my friend Bharti, you have to.
Good evening. Sorry for late joining.
It's
No
okay.
problem.
It's okay.
It's okay. Good evening,
शिवानी,
Rekha ma'am.
यहाँ पे एक चीज और हम ऐड करना चाह रहे थे। रेखा माँ का भी और हमारा भी एक सजेशन था कि हम स्ट्रीट प्ले कर सकते हैं, स्ट्रीट प्लेज, पपेट शोज, एंड DSFI का अपना TEDx हो, तो इसमें आप क्या हेल्प कर सकती हैं और आपको कैसा लगता है ये आइडिया?
I think that TEDx is a great idea. That is a very good idea. We can call, and street plays as well. Puppet ke liye, I'll have to outsource that completely, because I don't do that. But street plays, yes, can be done. There are, there are some groups who are doing that kind of work already in Delhi and Gurgaon. And I think Pooja may also know, Pooja Sharma. Hi, Pooja.
Okay.
So,
so I connect with her. दोनों से इसमें हमें हेल्प चाहिए होगी तो फिर मैं आपका नाम लिख लेती हूँ दोनों का.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
Please. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have Shweta raising hand, something to share here.
This was, 1 second, Shweta. I was just looking at doing this in the month of October. So every month I want to really spread out, so that, in the month of October, you have the awareness month. So we can give, in the local languages, they can go around doing these straight plays if you give them an idea. And I can always help by getting some artists who will join them and go from Chennai to train them and get onto the field with dance and music. So we do the awareness short plays in the local languages, because otherwise it might not hit the public. So that was the idea that I had.
So just confirming, Dr. Rekha, I joined late. This is, all of this planning is for October.
No. This particular
for
street play,
2020.
I'm looking at the awareness month, so that we get enough time to plan all this out. So March would be the, the World Down Syndrome Day. So we are all preparing for that. So even at that time, we can have some plays, we can have a sports day, we can have cultural activities. But October, since it's the awareness month, I thought every state would be given a short story that they could do in their own local languages and go out onto the roads and start doing this, because I've always wanted this, gypsy attitude of getting onto the street and camping and suddenly putting up a play, which we did in the first 10 years when I started, because there was, that necessity to go and train the doctors. And so we would do this at the street level, and it really caught on. But somehow we lost track of that as time went back. But I want to go back to that. So if you guys can conceive something, it'll be lovely.
Okay.
Shivani, it is for WDSD, a week program, and also for 2023, your vision to take your domain,
Yes.
where.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, great.
So can I say,
Pooja,
so we work
please.
with college. We work with college volunteers, college students who volunteer, and they have street play groups over there. So we are engaged with a few of them, and we'd be very happy to mobilize a few others for the October month.
That'd be lovely, Pooja, because actually we need an existing group where we can also take in our children, because it's like having a theater where even if I am a tree or a branch, I just get excited just watching our children in those major plays, So
Yes.
I think that would be really nice if you could always have this backup of having
Yeah.
students. It'll be
Yeah.
really nice. Thanks,
So we
Priya.
currently have students in Delhi and Bangalore.
Oh,
and
lovely, lovely.
And if I might add a couple of ideas for March, can I go?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. So one thought was, if you're planning to do this in Delhi, we know we've been engaged with the Delhi Metro in trying to get messaging out, and it's something that we're looking to do in the month of January for Inclusive Dunia. But if you want to do it for March, I think they have some kind of a restriction on how many stations you can go with simultaneously. But once we've done it once with Inclusive Dunia, maybe we can make a pitch to say that we want to go wider for that 1 week. They give a 10-day slot. So we can try and make a pitch for that, maybe 15th to 25th, so that we cover the Down Syndrome Day as well, and have somebody at every station in Delhi Metro, or as many stations as is possible. And that is something that, again, I'd be happy to sort of mobilize with our student volunteers, etc. So, I'd be happy to sort of work with whoever's coordinating that. That's one. Second, we do train people on running circles. So we circles are reading circles. Using our comic content, we train volunteers who are students or young adults to then go and run a 1.5 hour sensitization session on disability. So disability acceptance and inclusion. We can try and tailor it to Down syndrome. So instead of we use a generic comic which features Naina and a character called Vicky, but we can always kind of pick comics that feature Sunny, who's our character with Down syndrome. And we can sort of customize it for that. And maybe what we can do is, for the DSFI community, we can train the mums and get the mums to host a session in their community, whether it is in the RWAs or in their children's schools. If they can do 1 or 2 sessions, I'd be very happy to run training sessions for them.
Really, really great. Have you noted that, Sammy?
And then whatever we can do with our student volunteers, we'd be happy to. So those are the
lovely,
Yes.
lovely. We need
get down.
Nandini,
Yeah,
keep yourself
Shweta.
muted, please. Yeah. Shweta.
Rekha, you stole my words. I have say that. So just a few days ago, I was talking to someone in the spirit of celebration and October being Awareness Month. I was thinking maybe we can have like an art carnival at the major cities. It can have Shivani's storytelling. It can have the street plays. It can have the gypsy feel. And in addition, what I've seen over the time is a lot of our kids make a lot of products. What they need is a design advisor, which I am very willing to do. So maybe mentor a child and a parent once every 2 weeks. So that gives us a lot of time till October. And we come up with a very good range of products to be sold there. And it's open for everyone. So it's, one of those pop art show. We get like celebrities to come and do the inauguration, and it can be, I think it'll be a very good trend to keep on to.
Lovely, lovely. So you were looking at this art carnival at a large scale. Are you planning to start that now or later?
This is one thing. We start mentoring the kids who make products now, and we can have an artist hunt. Maybe in Jan, we can just launch it immediately, where parents whose kids already make art, they can submit their artwork, and we can select from whatever we get to introduce as a new artist phase for particular art. So we can do it in 2 phases. We have artist phase, where we launch their products, and those who are already making products, maybe we act as a design advisor in what are the current trends, how can you better your product design, how you pack, how you sell it better, and then give them these platforms to move around and sell them.
Fantastic. I think that would be really, really good, because I think there's so much art happening. I think it's just going into oblivion. Nobody is knowing what to do with the art. So if we could, even if it is something that the child thinks is, we don't have to be judging all of that. So we leave it to, like you said, we'll have international people judging it. That will be really nice, so that we are out of this, and it doesn't, when there's no bias anywhere. Okay. So that will be a lovely idea. So if you can float that, we can put it up on all the groups.
So when we have the artist hunt, we can have, there are 2 things. Artist hunt is where we have the international judges selecting the artwork, helping us design, come up with products and all that, all I will take it under Tickle Your Art. And then this art carnival, which gives a bigger platform, a more formal platform for our kids and adults and parents who make products or make something.
So what do you do with all that art?
The art which comes to me?
So no, can we help him to also showcase his art on a larger platform so he can even sell it?
So for that, I'm talking to a few people, like Art Juna in Goa. They display the artwork of many artists. Again, it will have to go through selection. Whatever we think are good, it can be like a moving display which can move from one place to other, and wherever it is sold, the artist gets the money. It has to be curated. It cannot be that you copy some other art and you just put it. It has to be a proper curated art show. It'll take some time, but I think once we put place, we get people involved in just doing that. Over the years, I feel this will become a big movement. It can always
definitely. With you heading it, yes, we are so certain about it.
It really sounds so exciting and so creative, right? So Imajit, we would like to really, me and Parul like to really mention and appreciate the spirits of our dear friend Pooja. Like we all, most of us know that what loss she has undergone recently, and with the spirit of advancing 2023, she is here with us. Thank you so much, Pooja, for doing that. And
thank you.
Yes, moving on, and we have three more important aspects to discuss about. Bharti, what for sports? Come on, fast.
Yeah.
Came late, but you have to move faster, my friend.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Ma'am, actually for March 21st, I'm planning to do that sports day event, actually. So we want to introduce to everyone about, because most of the people don't know about the Special Olympics Bharat and how to get into it. This awareness is not there in the people, what I have seen. As from 2-3 times, I'm going to the national camps and I'm watching there how it is, because I have seen that that in the sports, all the kids are becoming very independent. So there they are learning to how to be alone, how to survive, how to be with the others in the society, and everything they are learning very nicely in the camps when they are going alone without the parent. Especially the thing what I like this, without the parent, independently these kids are going there and staying 1 week away from the home. Without they here what we feel as a parent, being a parent, what I feel that I'm not ready to send my daughter. See, I have a fear that how I will leave my daughter alone, and these all fears we are having it. But when I went to the camp, then and I thought I have seen that everybody is so independent and how nicely they are living with each other. The bonding with the kids to each other is amazing. Really, I like it a lot. So I wanted to give that awareness about the sports. So this 21st March, what I am planning to have to do this sports day event one and one culture program. I'm planning to do it, ma'am.
So, Bharti, if you have the event there, can you make it a national event?
National level? Yeah, we can do it, ma'am. Because as I know all the directors of all that, actually all the state directors I know very well. So we have in contact with all the directors. So
do you have a stadium that has got accommodation?
Stadium, yeah, we have Gachibowli. In Gachibowli, we are having the stadium, ma'am. There we can do.
Will you start working on it so that you can get accommodation for about 100 people?
Yeah, for sports day, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, I'll find it out.
Suppose we do it at one space, it makes more sense where you will be in control. So instead of doing it on the 21st, if you can do it either on the 15th or 16th or 17th, then I can be there, and because otherwise 21st I have to be in Delhi. So I'm trying to see whether we can distribute our services in various parts of India. I will also tie up with the national directors of sports so that we can get the funding also done for this. If you just tell us how much, like you look at it, work out the space, the food, 2 days or 3 days, they come in, I'm sure people will be just too happy to have a national event.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Definitely we'll do it. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to meet with my director, area director. So tomorrow only I will go and speak with him. I'll have a meet with him, and
Have
we'll
a
find
meeting
it
with
out. Then
him,
how
and
that.
if you need the letters to support you from the Down Syndrome Federation, saying that we are trying to do a big awareness for the World Down Syndrome Day, and Hyderabad, Gachibowli, the stadium is so amazing. Just only one thing: check on the toilets, check on the bedding. These are the basic things I want you to do, Bharti, so that we get people comfortable. And the food, and otherwise, if there is a cost, we will raise the funds.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Definitely. By tomorrow itself, I will let you know, and everything in details, I will give it to you by tomorrow.
But actually, Bharti, if you have a national event, the national body supports you.
Yeah, ma'am, we can ask, because now what is the amazing thing is that my area director has now become the member of Special Bharat Olympics now. He is a board member. Okay. So now he is the board member. Then we have the channels now. It's
yes. Okay? We don't leave him alone.
Yeah.
So you give me an appointment at time. I'll come to Hyderabad. We'll go and work on it. Okay?
Yeah.
Definitely, ma'am. We will do it. That is the happiest part, that recently only he has joined as a board member in the Olympics, actually. So now
all the best,
are
Bharti. So Bharti is going to move all the bodies, national, international, local, her own, towards this national event. We are so happy to listen to that, Bharti, and it's really recharging us.
So Sammy, write it down so that we can, have all the events at the stadium, and we'll get people from every part of India to appear there. Okay?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Definitely, I'll ready to do it.
Lovely.
And I'm very happy to do it.
Yes. So we are.
That's what we need. We need people like you, enthusiastic sports people.
So we are left with two domains. We need to quickly discuss them and then come to Neena ma'am. She has raised hand. So first, going on a serious, very important aspect to Aditya. You are there. Welcome. How will you plan to make this information about all government schemes and all, to provide in a very easy and a smooth manner in offline mode, Rekha, to our parents?
No, Aditya, I think it's more important for us to be having a more logical explanation for everything. See, our parents are always confused. So I think what you have to do is to say, okay, you want this card, this is the way, break it down into small parts, give it to us, we'll put it up online. Because what is happening is, with everything, they're always ensuing some difficulty or the other, and constantly coming back to me and saying, we can't do this. So how do we make this easier for them?
Yeah, sure, we'll do that. So for 2023, I told in the previous conference about the medical facilities. So Ayushman Bharat is available for the people with medical condition, and not only to the person, it's for the whole family. Right. They will get it. Second thing, I'm working on the traveling part and the Special Olympics. So I'm a National Educator Advisory member working across India to tie up with the schools and the organizations who are working for the medical conditions. That project is called Unified Champions School. So because infrastructure is a problem, resources is a problem. In Special Olympic, we have 22 categories of sports. There are 2 events happening in every 2 years, that is a summer and a winter. Since in fact we are not planning or preparing our kids for summer, so forget about the winter. The next event is in it's in Germany, Berlin. It's in Berlin in June 2023.
Sorry to disturb you. Sorry, Tiwari, for interrupting. Ma'am, one child is going of Down syndrome child for going to Berlin, ma'am, from roller skating.
Wow.
From Telangana.
And
2022.
Okay, and the major problem we are facing with the Special Olympic, because Special Olympic is for the ID category, intellectual disability. It's a wide category, so there are very less number of chances for the people with Down syndrome.
Absolutely.
Because of their low muscle tone, and somewhere if any child have a medical and any other medical condition, and just because of their physical strength, so that is the major problem we are facing. The issue is raised. Let's see how the Down syndrome can be categorized differently. So for highlighting this, what we can do, at least in a year, we can organize a national level sports competition only for people with Down syndrome, because this is required. Earlier, there was a separate category for Down syndrome in Special Olympic Bharat. Just because nobody have highlighted lack of resources, infrastructure, they have clubbed it, because the reason they have gave, we don't have a separate infrastructure for any other ID category or for a Down syndrome. So they have clubbed it, and it's a major means a problem for us, because our kids won't get the opportunity. So that is a gap in the Special Olympic. If we want to do it in Hyderabad, we can definitely do in March. I can even Bharti, she is leading it. I will support her how to approach, to whom to approach in Special Olympic. So it's not that difficult, and it comes under Youth Ministry, Youth Affair Ministry. So I think the Thakur is the minister, Anurag Thakur, he is the minister. We are waiting for the appointment. So what we are doing it, see, for Olympic, for the sports, for parents, it's not feasible to go take the child, travel the child, because in every district we don't have a facility. So what we have drafted an presentation to discuss with the Anurag Thakur is the Khelo India project is already there. The current government is more focusing on the Khelo India, Fit India movement. So in Khelo India, there are 18 categories of sports which are approved, and even all the CBSE, ICSE have to follow that curricular. So by default, it is going to be a part of every school. So you don't have to send your child to any specific classes, or you don't have to travel the child for any particular sports. All should be available in the schools. So on paper, it is there. We are discussing to implement it. So with Khelo India, Special Olympic Bharat, we are going to add it. So all the 22 sports categories will be available in this school. So it will be easy for parents to travel. And the last thing, working on traveling, like getting the basic facility if anybody is traveling with the trains across country.
Yeah, that is a very important area also, Aditya. The traveling will be something that we have to look after, because if it's a national event, then they have to get their tickets before, and I think there are some concessions. Those forms have to be taken, right?
Yes, so not on all the trains, and there is a gap between the two ministries. In fact, if you have a disability certificate, you need to get a additional certificate for the train concession that is valid for 5 years. So working on, if we have the UDID, so we don't need any other certificates, and it should be applicable in all the trains and all the coaches.
जी, इस बारे में तिवारी जी ने लास्ट हमारे प्रोग्राम में भी बात की थी, और आदित्य जी आप प्लीज वो भी ध्यान में रखिएगा, पेरेंट्स का वेलफेयर भी आपको देखना है, तो कार पे क्या छूट मिल रही है वो भी बताते रहिएगा।
Yes.
ये आपको छोड़ेगी नहीं आदित्य, इसको यहीं पर बंद करो। ये जब तक इसका गाड़ी नहीं मिलता है तब तक यही बात करते रहेगी। Okay, now who we have next? I also wanted to get hold of Tejal and
yes.
Because
moving
Nidhi,
on,
I want
very interesting.
all over India. I have too many ideas.
Yes, ma'am. Moving on to very interesting area, and my friend Tejal, you are there. If you are there with the name of Happiness is Khushi, please unmute and switch on your video. We have been witnessing those extra.
ये देखिए, ये मुस्कुराहट आ गई है सामने हमारे। हेलो तेजल, वेलकम।
Hello. You have already, make a resounding, presence felt of us in the year of 2022. What you are going to do in 2023? So we are all waiting to hear that.
No. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, 2023, I'm just looking at schools, a lot of schools I see are struggling. People are not getting admissions. I get calls every day almost from, parents that they're not getting admission in the regular schools and they are forced to go to the special schools. So I'm working with a couple of special education departments who are already very established in Bangalore to, at least 4 schools who are really reputed in Bangalore. I'm just trying to tie up with them and create the special education department for them, because they have no clue as to how to actually go ahead, because they don't even have one special educator and they're so reputed and they're interested. So with the help of the special education departments, which are already existing and are reputed and doing good work in a lot of schools here, I'm just trying to create a similar model. And, the trainees, which we have already, already we have trained through our certificate course of Down syndrome, and also PG course, which we have done with the Down Syndrome Federation of India. So I'm just trying to have them on board, and they are part of the team, and they start working in this, and then that model we can take it all across India, because because it's doing extremely well in few of the schools, which is already it's working very well in most of the schools who are doing pretty well in terms of inclusion for our children in Bangalore. So I really want that model to be all across India, because that will give real inclusion and lot of admissions for our children in the regular schools. I really want to wipe out that special schools for our children at least till the age of 14 years. So that is the
So
biggest
Tejal,
thing.
I was just reading up on some of the rules that have come up, which says that every school must have a special educator.
Yeah, auntie. It's like they have one special educator, but some of them they don't have. It's just consultant. Like I only go to one of the schools as consultant. I'm the only one there. So I just go for 2 days. It's really we are just for the I'm trying to convince them to create a. Finally, they have got convinced, and the entire team I'm trying to create them but to convince them to have one special educator was also a big task for me. For 1 year, I have been convincing them. I've just so it's really very, very tough for people who are not at all aware about this. So having invited them to the recent pageant which I had taken, which I had organized, they got convinced, fortunately, and they are ready to make a department. So I was thinking that the next conference, when you have auntie, we should actually call all these principals and directors of the mainstream schools to see the capabilities of our children, and then they will be open to take all our children to their schools, is what I feel, because otherwise, there's a gap somewhere.
There's a gap.
Yeah.
And we don't want them going off to special schools. We want to eradicate the idea of special schools. I think Roshni has just put up saying that she's also trying. So I think Roshni, you should tie up with Tejal so that you're working together.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Definitely, Mama. Is this when we were taking admission for Dhruvi this year? This is what we realized that in Mumbai also there are many schools who don't take. So now we're working on it. So sure, Mama, I'll get in touch with Tejal and we'll work towards it.
Right. Please do that, so that if we have
Definitely, Ma.
Bombay and Bangalore, you set up a precedent, we can take the model to other states also.
Exactly. That should be done.
Sure. Done. Definitely. Ma.
Yeah, and the next thing which I already discussed with Rekhanti, that with NIFT we have for the winners of Adhyatma, we have I had asked the director of NIFT to offer them a fashion show along with the regular students as well as the regular models who are actually performing on on their shows. So in February we have it in Chennai. So similarly, I'm approaching to all different organizations who are the leading ones in the teaching fashion, so that we can have it all across India for all our children, and they can all have inclusive fashion shows, and some of them can also be paid, is what I'm trying to convince them, and looking at the capabilities, they might be paid also. So yeah, that's my second plan.
That'll be really, really nice.
That
Fantastic.
makes
I think, and there were lots of these young models who wanted to get, have been sending their portfolios, trying to look at it as a job and get into it as a real fashion industry.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I think we need to push that from one angle. And,
yeah, because they're really capable. If you see them on the ramp, they're so confident, and I mean they're no less at all. So we have to really push them. Yeah.
We'll work on that. And yes, Nidhi, I wanted you to hold the dental camps wherever we are traveling. So we would need your services, Nidhi. Nidhi there, or she's?
Yeah, Nidhi is there. Nidhi.
Okay, I think we better take Nina's.
Yes. And before that, I just want to mention this, Nina, ma'am, you can unmute yourself, that this makes this community so powerful, having parents, expert, the right vision goes to, towards the aim, and the right kind of a spirit towards the movement. Nina, ma'am, please. lower your hand and ask and share what you want to.
As Shivani and Pooja, they both came with an idea of theater. So one thing which we are facing dealing with the young adult is they can't differentiate between real and real world. So I do a lot of sessions on mimes and advertisement and Bollywood and muting the voice, and they do a lot of things. They understand. I show them the making of films, but they can't relate with that because they have not. They just see the actor acting on the screen, and it becomes very difficult for them to differentiate between real and real world. So when Pooja and Shivani both, when they came with the idea of theater and doing acting and doing stage show and whatever drama, skit, small play, can we do one thing that we divide? We select a set of children, teens or young adults, and we can divide them in various sectors. That a few will deal with the costumes, then music, and then light and this and that, and the actors. So the entire process of making a film or making a drama or performing on stage or performing on a screen, they will experience the entire process, and naturally they will understand that this is real and this is real. So can we do that? So while both of them were talking about theater and this came in my mind because this is the major issue, and few Bhagyashree will agree and few moms I can't see.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I agree.
It's very difficult for the grown-up to differentiate between real and real.
Yeah.
Actually, ma'am, they do not relate. The real
passing through the experience of that how film is made or how a performance, the end result. We are watching the end result, but the process. It's money. There are so many team. A team is working for music and some working for the writer and director and so many things. The props, and so this is what came to my mind.
Yes, thank you for sharing, Neena ma'am. एंड ये सच में ही बहुत अच्छा आइडिया है. सभी के आइडियाज जो हैं वो बहुत अच्छे हैं, सारे सुझाव बहुत अच्छे हैं. बहुत कुछ हमने नोट भी कर लिया है, और भी आप कुछ भी बताना चाहते हो बता सकते हैं. अब मैं जल्दी से फॉर्म खोलते हैं. हमारे पास बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं रहा है, लेकिन हम फिर भी जल्दी से आप अनम्यूट करके जो भी आपका आइडिया हो. जी बताएं.
For the education, so we cannot reach to every school, institution, organization. But as per the new education policy, they have means very clearly defined the role of a special educator and how the parents get support. So in fact, they have also put up a like cap at 1 in 20 or 1 in 10. So we just need to read it, inform the parents that read the new education policy. So the first thing, nobody can deny the admission and nobody can ask the child to leave from the school.
Yeah, that's what I read, Aditya, but I was talking to the school secretaries and they say it's very difficult for us to implement all of this because if they are private schools, they just don't listen to anybody.
No, this is not the case. We can
no, private schools have their own line
of it happens.
ये बहुत सारे तरीके होते हैं पेरेंट्स को मना करने के.
Yeah,
one more thing, I tell you, I feel that here we have to assess our own children to know whether they are ready for schools. The problem is that our parents also think 3 years they should be ready for school, but are they ready for school is a very big thing. So that school readiness program is what I go by.
But they should be ready to assess also. They're not ready to assess.
Yes, Vicky.
Nidhi, where are you, Eskimo land?
No, I'm in Devlali.
Yes,
near
Nidhi.
Nasik.
Yeah, you're talking with Roshni's mobile. Vicky, we can't get your name. So you have to speak clearly. Yes.
Nidhi, can we hear you?
Vicky wants to add something on education.
I just typed
please.
Yeah,
Vicky.
education, I understand. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. what Aditya is saying, NEP, there are a lot of rules and everything available. But as everyone, all the parents have been saying, the private school and they don't provide education. I mean, they don't give the access, they don't give the admissions and everything. So this is a struggle which we all are facing, and we will have to face for a few more years probably. We don't know. But whatever it may be, whatever the things may be, whatever it may take from parents, whatever cost it may take from us, whatever efforts it may take from us, we cannot let our kids be out of formal schooling, because major because is because once you leave them, once the kids are off the formal schooling, no other school in any other city will take the kids, because they think that our kids are adaptable to new environment, or they have all the excuses. See, the thing is, if we give them an excuse to use, they will always use it, they will always misuse it. So we should take away the excuse from them that our kids are not available, are not being taken in formal school. We have to make sure that all parents, if we have to fight the battle till the end, be there at the place with the parents. We will have to go there and ensure that our kids are given the admissions and been taken care of. And the parents, after the admission, the parents will have to ensure that the kids are being taken care of, educated properly. They will have to push that effort. No excuse will work. If
for
we
this,
don't want
we
an
need,
excuse,
Vicky,
we should not give them an excuse.
Vicky, for all of this, we need very strong advocates. See, the problem is that every parent is not in a position to go and fight for their rights. So if you are ready to create the groups where you can support them, that is the only reason I'm saying all of us must come together. We are slightly in a better position. So let's fight for their rights and put things in the right perspective. I just want you all to understand that unless we move towards this goal together, it will never happen. Yeah. So in every state, work together, fight for the other people and say, yes, we have paved the way, go in now.
Yeah, I think we can move on to
Nidhi has got her finger up.
Yeah.
Nidhi, please.
Nidhi, you have to unmute yourself or raise the volume. We can't hear you.
She's unmuted, yeah, poor thing, huh?
He's unmuted, but we can't hear.
We can hear you, Nidhi.
We can only.
We can't hear you. You got too many barriers.
Yeah.
Remove the topi, then maybe it will work.
No, it's not working. We can't hear your laughter either.
Anurag has taken away your mic. Okay, Nidhi, nothing. I'm roping you into all the camps that we're going for. You can look into all the teeth, okay? So you can write. And your book has been greatly appreciated, passed by all the people who I sent it to. Congratulations. Give her a big clap.
Yes.
Very well written, very well addressed, all the dental care. And yes, I hope everybody goes to the dentist. Yes, anybody else? And what I like is the free treatment bit of it, okay? That's what I love.
She's saying train the dentist in different states. So thank you.
Yes, and I'm also looking at a very large program called the caregiving program. Okay, we don't have enough caregivers in our country. We don't have caregivers in our country. We don't have a team of people who will come and support a family if there's a crisis. So we are looking at the next program, which will be an associate with a university and create caregivers across India who will be tabulated, kept online, if for the next 10 years, so that after me, there will be people who will say, yes, we are ready to support, but we need to create those caregivers. And it's not always to do with education or anything. It's basically caregiving. So I think this is very, very crucial. We are looking at that, and I think we need to start doing that. And if everybody who wants to, because in 10 years, all of you will be free of your children, so you can become the next caregivers. That's why I said 10-year plan. And yes,
so that has to be only hands-on, don't we? It has to be hands-on, right? Yeah.
No, we will educate them about all the issues that a person with Down syndrome, and they have to sign a bond saying they are ready to work with families.
Right.
The thing is that I might do the course, but I might never be registered. So you will be registered with DSFI to be giving your services. So that's very important, because even if we have trained 100 people in special education, I don't know whether all of them are going to offer their services because we haven't taken any bond or anything from them. So we will see what we can do in the future. Yes, is there any other ideas coming up, popping up?
Yeah, if there are any other ideas, please write to us on info@downsyndrome.in. And it has been, I mean, there's a lot of homework we are carrying today to do, right, Parul? There's a lot of homework we are carrying for 2023.
बहुत सारा होमवर्क और हमारे सभी गेस्ट ने जो सलाह और सुझाव दिए हैं वो बहुत ही अच्छे थे और उन पे काम किया जा सकता है। और आदित्य जी ने जो बात कही है एजुकेशन पॉलिसी की, उसके ऊपर भी हमें ध्यान देना होगा। और धीरे धीरे मुझे लगता है आदित्य जी आपको हमारे पेरेंट्स को ज्यादा एजुकेट करना होगा, उन्हें एम्पावर्ड करना होगा कि वो जाके अपनी बात रख सकें।
Yes.
And we are looking at health camps all across the country. Whoever needs the health camps, please contact us. We are now in February in Rourkela, and we're trying to go into the areas which we have not actually touched, which is parts of Assam, Orissa, and right up that entire border, because we still haven't touched them. The resources are still lying low. We will be using your services for all the work that we are doing. Please keep yourselves free, but I'm very excited about the nationals coming up.
Yes.
And yes, we will all work and contribute, and we can also have Nina. You can also come to Hyderabad to see whether these people who are coming for the games are actually empowered or not. So you can screening process can start there, and then we can make contact with the parents and get them on board. So I think this is the way to do it. You can, Nidhi, you can come there for doing the dental camp. I will get optometrists to do the eye camp and eye screening. Of course, we have the LV Prasad, but we will also enroll all of them into it, including Prachi. Yes.
So before we close, I want to also share Rekhama Nidhi's brilliant idea. Like she's saying, keep club with, she would like to club with Shivani to create storytelling session to facilitate dental compliance and create story sessions for dental hygiene too. So that's a wonderful collaboration.
That's a lovely one. That's a lovely one. I mean, wherever she sees teeth, she gets excited. So.
So it's been quite an exciting session and a good start for 20.
Oh, I'm really excited. Thank you everyone for your time, and Bhagishree, I will be seeing you in February. So I'm looking forward to it. And yes, all of you.
We are waiting for all of you, ma'am.
Let's
look forward to 2023.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Amazing.
मैं समझ सकती हूँ आपको कैसा लग रहा है।
एडवांस हैप्पी न्यू ईयर।
हैप्पी न्यू ईयर। प्यार बांटते चलो हम सफर वालों, प्यार बांटते चलो। बाय बाय। मिलते हैं नए साल में आप सबसे।
Thank you so much. See you soon, everyone.
So much. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.